So today I'm over at Erving State Forest in Laurel Lake. We stayed at the campground up there, Laurel Lake Campground, and figure before we go I'm going to give you a quick tour of it. So let's go take a look. So the first thing you come into when you come into the park is the little pavilion area. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the of the person that this is dedicated to. But this is the picnic pavilion area. Obviously it's something you got to make reservations to use. But you got a good group outing. It's a nice spot to stop at. Right on the side of the water, but they do not want you launching boats from the site. They need you to go to the boat ramp to do that. That's a nice little reservable picnic area. It looks like a great big stone grill or fireplace. Nice little space in here, but yeah, it's a nice big charcoal grill. Oh wow, that's cool. And it's under the cover too, so if it's raining you can even use it. Nice, I like that. That's pretty cool. And you also have direct access to the beach area from here. So yeah, there's a nice beach. Good day use area. I don't know what the fees are to get here. But they do have lifeguards, at least during the peak times. Right now it's the morning. It's in the 60s and it's a Tuesday, so it's kind of quiet here. It's not a bad little beach. You can come down here if you're camping, or like I said, you can just come here for the day use. So beautiful little area though. The first time coming down here this entire time because it's been so busy on the weekend. This is the stairway down from the parking lot down to the beach. You got a changing room here, and up in this spot you got the bathrooms. So you got facilities and everything at the day use area too. Carry in, carry out, so bring your garbage home with you. Plenty of parking. As you can see, nobody's here right now. Pretty quiet. Payphone's not functional. Handicap parking, though I'm not quite sure for what, because the stairs you got to go down. There are a lot of different paths and trails that you can take through the place, and even a series of babbling brooks running through it too.
People are still cleaning up in Franklin County after last Thursday's microburst. It caused enough damage to close Erving State Forest until further notice.
The Department of Conservation and Recreation has closed Erving State Forest while the agency addresses the storm damage that occurred with last Thursday's microburst. Numerous trees were down on North Shore Road near Laurel Lake, and more tree damage was observed at the campground just east of Quarry Road.
At approximately 3 p.m. on Thursday, July 21st, 2022, Erving State Forest was hit with a massive microburst with maximum wind speeds of 90 miles per hour. The stormy weather included a tornado warning over the area. The microburst had a maximum width of about 300 yards and spanned about 2.1 miles. This microburst did extensive damage to Erving State Forest, including Laurel Lake Campground. It also hit Warwick State Forest. This resulted in numerous acres of damage to the forest. The damage was so extensive that they ended up closing the campground for the rest of the 2022 season. It took the crews at the state park months to clean things up and repair the campground. Over 100 acres of the forest land was damaged. This included around 25% of the tree canopy. This resulted in the removal of a lot of trees around the campground. Thankfully, this happened on a Thursday, so the campground would not have been heavily occupied. Imagine not only what it must have been like here, but what would have happened if this had occurred on a weekend. Even today, over 2 years later, a large portion of the campground is still shut down and under repair. It looks like they took advantage of the shutdown and rebuilt much of the campground, including new fencing and fresh pavement on the camp road. One area, though, they really did take advantage of the damage, was up on Mountain Road. That was the area hit hardest from the storm, virtually clear-cutting the top of the hill. This created some nice views of Mount Monadnock, so they did the best thing they could. They put a picnic table up there, creating a nice place to sit have a snack, and take in the views. Overall, they did a great job of recovering from the storm damage, even if the campground was closed for the rest of the season in 2022. As you get past the parking area for the day use area, you get up to this little fork in the road. This road continues on and actually eventually swings back around to downtown Erving. This one is where the campsites are. All in a single lane road here. Kind of a neat design. One way, they just drive in and drive out the other side. You'll be back into that road over there, which you can either come back towards the beach or you can go towards Erving. It is a little bit of a steep climb, so if you hear me huffing and puffing, that's why. This is apparently the employee parking area. Right in front of one of their woodshed. Okay, it's the woodshed here. Must be where they store all the bundles of firewood to sell. I have an all new road set up in here, all freshly paved. New fencing. All probably stuff they did after the damage from the microburst came through here. This is the side of the campground that was most damaged by the microburst. So you can see nothing's actually opened or even numbered at the moment. So I'm going to try to guess which numbers these are as I'm going through this little tour here, because eventually these are going to open up. So I think this is site number 1. Obviously it's the first one I came across, so I'm guessing it's site number 1. And this would make that one site number 2 up here. It's a cool little site. I'm guessing this is just extra parking area for those in sites 1 and 2 because they're kind of small. Especially site 2. There really isn't a lot of parking at site 2. But it's a quiet little site. You can set a tent up in nicely. This one's kind of cool. I think this is site 3. They just set back from the road very nicely. In amongst a lot of the damage that happened during the microburst. Obviously this is really a tent only site. I don't think you'd get a vehicle up here very easily. Certainly not a van. But it would be cool if I could get my van up here. I would love that. That's a neat site. Kind of guess this is the parking spot for site number 3 on this side. And there's a little babbling brook down below. And a big blue pipe. Okay, so this one up here is probably site 4. That one looks pretty good. A little bit on the small side, but not bad. Could easily get my van in there though. There's fire ring and everything. A bathroom for this side. Obviously shut down at the moment. None of the sites are open. Okay, I believe this is site number 5. That's a nice big site and easy access to the bathroom. So it looks like I missed a site somewhere because I know this is site number 7. I actually like this site. And when they open up again, I want to come back and try this site out. This is a nice one. It's quiet here. No, not too close to the neighbors. I can park my van up here nicely. It gets good self-service in the spot. I actually came over here a couple days ago and just sat at this picnic table and did some stuff on the internet that I needed to do because there's no self-service down at my site. We'll talk about that later in the video. But I know this is site number 7, so I missed a site someplace, so the other site numbers are probably a little off. Maybe that big parking space I thought was for sites 1 and 2 is actually another site. But there's no picnic table or fire ring, so it's hard to say. Okay, this should be site number 8. Really nice view from these two sites here, 8 and 9. And sit up here and look out over the mountains over there. So when these open up again. And this one just a little bit lower should be site 10. Again, we'll find out sooner or later. Once we get back into the sites that actually have numbers on them, it'll be a lot easier. Now, as for cell service, that's the interesting part about this campground. Over on that side of the hill, the campground road itself goes over a hill, up to the top of the hill and then down the other side. On that side of the hill, you get decent cell service. On that side, you don't. So that's something to keep in mind if you come here. As you get past, I mean, all the sites with the best cell service are the ones that are closed right now because of the microburst. but the ones with poor cell service are the ones that are open. Go figure. But AT&T and T-Mobile work fantastic here on this side. In spots I'm getting 5G up in this area. Verizon is really, really weak and barely functions in this place. So if you got a Verizon phone, you're not going to get very far. But T-Mobile and AT&T work right here. Again, on that side of the hill, not that side. You also have a couple of regular outhouse type buildings over here. A men's and a woman's, also closed. I don't know if these will ever be opened again or if they're just going to take them down. And they got the newer bathroom facilities here. I believe this is site 11. At least you have close access to a water spigot here anyway. Obviously needs some work still. As we come down into this area, we do get out of the path of the microburst. So it seems nice and quiet down here. Little babbling brooks coming through here. Still some down trees in this area though, but not as badly damaged in this spot. And now we start coming back into the active areas. This is site 12. This one's functional, it's got a number on it. So we're into the numbered area, so this is where we're going to start encountering some occupied sites that I won't be able to show you. That will give you an idea of what the side of the campground looks like as well. This is site 13. Nice big level site. Pull a van up into that very nicely. So that one would be a good choice. A little bit too close to site 14 for my liking though, which is quite a bit smaller than 13. And right across the road from there you got site 15. And there's Mountain Road, which I mentioned on the opening segment on the microburst, which had the hardest, which was the area that I should say was the area that was hardest hit by the microburst up there. Well worth the hike up there if you're here. Site 16, nice big site. Right across the road from site 17. And then over there you got a trailhead, it goes down into one of the many trail systems here, and the bathhouse. Bathhouse has flush toilets, sinks, showers, coin operated showers. But you get showers here and everything. And a couple tool sheds, and the so-called nature center, which seems to be being used as storage right now. Not functional. Says nature center, but there's no nature center here. There's a little patch of occupied sites, but this site 22, and some extra parking for it. Site 23 over here. It's a nice big site there. Pull in a van, nice and level, right across the road from a restroom. Features solar powered lighting in there, flush toilet and a sink. Site 25. Another decent little site setback. We're past all the occupied sites other than the site I'm in. There's nobody down on this side at all. It was really nice and quiet. I enjoyed it. Site 26. Site 27. You can see these sites are a little bit too close for my liking. And when we first got here, everything was occupied. So it was a little busy here. Site 28, that's the one I have. As you can see, there's Wolf Van Jack. All packed up, ready to go. After this, I'm taking off because I got to get back. I got a couple of jobs and things like that to get to. And this is the last site, site 29. The end of the road down here. After site 29, there's the other side of that road we came up. That goes by the day use area and the ranger station and splits off to the camp road. Now, if you follow that to the left, that'll bring you back to downtown Erving. You go to the right, it will bring you back to the beach. And watch out for the newts in the road. Final thing to see on the path is the one and only dumpster, which is all the way on the other end of this road here. Something to keep in mind. You probably want to end up driving down to throw your trash out because it's a bit of a haul to get through the whole roadway, especially if you're on the other side of the campground. So that's it. That's the tour of the whole campground. It's a nice little place. can be quiet at the right times. Weekend, like I said, the whole place was packed over the weekend because we arrived on Saturday. Most everybody took off on Sunday. A few people showed up today on Monday, so that a couple sites are occupied for the whole week apparently. But for the most part, this place is really quiet right now. And that's the way I like it. Anyway, if you got any questions, make sure you put them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to try to answer them. I'm by no means an expert at this campground. I do want to come back here at some point because I didn't have a chance to really explore any of the trails and hiking setups in this place, nor much time around the lake or anything. My brother wanted to go see Quabbin and Shelburne Falls areas, so we kind of did that while we were here instead. Anyway, with that, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you're not already, hit that subscribe button too, because I do a lot of videos, a lot of campground tours of all the campgrounds I visit. So I got a whole collection of them. You can check the playlists out there too for the playlist of all my campground tours if you want to find some more. Remember, slow down, enjoy life, and always be kind. I'll talk to you guys later.